Hi, welcome guys. My name is Chad Hamzy and welcome to Profits 101. It's proven methods for real and legit online profits. The intention of this course here is I want to show you whether you're a beginner or intermediate marketer, two proven strategies that I've used to be able to make quite a bit of money online and giving myself a comfortable living. This is targeted for those starting out, for beginners that are looking to learn about how to make money online, understand the terminology, and all that sort of stuff. If you got a lot of experience in that sort of thing, some of this might be pretty repetitious for you. However, what I really wanted to do, because a lot of people starting out and a lot of quote unquote newbies, you guys are inundated with a lot of information and over information that isn't necessarily true on how you can make money online. And so, what I'm going to do is, I'm not going to talk about things I haven't done. I'm going to talk about a couple different methods. One is going to be the focus of the bulk of the material, but a couple different methods on how to make money online, give you an intro to them and my thought process behind them. Okay, so it's going to be a fairly quick course, but by the end you're going to have a leg up on a lot of other marketers out there, and you're going to start looking at this as a real business. Okay, so Profit 101, Chapter 1. Isn't it about time you made some money? And that's going to be our goal here, to at least get you on that right path, give you a good overview of what it takes. And so let's get started. All right, so today's agenda, okay? Again, I want to talk about what it truly takes to make money online in today's marketplace, all right? There's a lot of misinformation, as I talked about. I'm not going to be telling you to write articles or do search engine optimization, if you're familiar with that, or blogging and that sort of stuff. That's not my thing. That's not the way that I've done it. I'm sure other people have done it that way, but I'm going to show you only what's worked for me and what's worked very well for me. How to approach the online money making world with the proper mindset. Okay, the mindset's one of the most important things for anyone out there. And I speak from experience. I know it can be very challenging to make money online. If anyone tells you different, they're most likely lying to you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you how to approach the online money making world and how we can get you to success quicker than usual. How to set success goals. Obviously, you guys have heard the importance of goals and inevitability thinking and that sort of thing, and that's we're going to touch on that a bit today. How to choose the right business model, very, very important. There's a lot of people that are spending a lot of time and money in business models that don't necessarily come to fruition as quickly as some others. I want to talk about what CPA marketing is, and I'm going to get into that. So if you're unfamiliar with that term, don't worry about it. And I'm going to explain why it's one of my two favorite ways to make money online. We're going to be talking about CPA marketing quite a bit in this course here. If you've tried CPA marketing before, and we're only on the second slide here, and you're like, oh, I'm not interested, this isn't for me, hear me out and just go through the course. I'm just going to give you that disclaimer right now. Go through the course. I'm sure I'll be able to explain it and give you some tactics that might help you get profitable that you may not have heard before. And if it's CPA marketing's brand new to you, all the better. And again, why CPA marketing is a great way for new marketers to make money online. I'm going to talk about that. A lot of people try to take on the hardest avenues of income generation right away, and I'm going to show you why it doesn't have to be that way. And finally, a quick comparison between CPA marketing and other online money making systems. So first off, let's start with the mindset. Okay, here's a good quote. I believe it was Joe Paul said this. He said, "Life is hard if you live it the easy way, and easy if you live it the hard way." Okay, so we'll get into what that means here, but the fact is, it's a mindset of taking action. Now, reading is not enough. So now you've got a hold of this course, you've purchased this course here, you've invested in it, and you're going to be listening to it and reading and that sort of thing. But the goal here is not for me to just sell you a course that you can read and listen to and that sort of thing. The goal is for you to actually implement things that I'm talking about and actually take action on some of the action steps at the end of each module. What you have to understand is you don't simply try it out, okay? This is a business or nothing. Now, what that means is too many people, they often take on their money making endeavors, their online marketing endeavors, as if it's a hobby. Now I understand a lot of people out there are probably working a full-time job and that sort of thing, and that's fine. Actually, I'm a big proponent. I'm someone who really supports the idea of keeping your full-time job until you got about 6 months to a year of income saved up before you go full-time. Now, other people might have different thoughts on that. That's just my opinion, to give yourself a good safety net when you decide to go full-time, which you will one day. So the fact is, you need to look at it as a business. If you work a full-time job, you need to come home, you got to put the hours in, okay? Every day you're doing consistent things that we're going to talk about here, and and that's just the way it is. Is it easy on is it necessarily easy on family and that sort of stuff? Not really. And those are some of some of the sacrifices, sorry, that online marketers, online entrepreneurs, and entrepreneurs in general make. Number three are expected to take actual work. If you expect less, you're going to quit. To give you an idea, I launched over 110, 115 marketing campaigns before I had success. Now, I didn't have a course like Profit 101. I didn't have a lot of the other materials that are out there, the ones that I have that can help people get the profit quicker. But to give you an idea, that's how much I launched, and that was only within a 2 month time span. So that's the mindset of taking action, the never quit attitude, learning from your mistakes. So that's what I want you to understand right away, and know that on a long enough timeline, you will be successful as long as you're not hopping around from one thing to the next. And that leads me into the next point. The fantasy is to sell you. The magic bullet will eventually kill. I want you to understand one thing. Most of the things that you see outside, and this might anger, this might piss off and anger some of the other product developers out there, but a lot of them are trying to sell you a fantasy, that you can make push button profits. With 5 clicks of your mouse, you can make tons and tons of cash and then retire on a beach somewhere and have autopilot income. The fact is, looking for that magic bullet is eventually going to kill. There's only a few things, and I'll talk about what online money making really takes. There's a few things that generating online income come down to. Really, only two or three things, and I'll reveal those in a bit. And if you stayed with those consistently, then you don't need all these other shiny little objects that you're chasing around, okay? So the idea is to become a producer, a developer, instead of a consumer, okay? You guys have probably heard that before. MJ DeMarco in The Millionaire Fast Lane talks about it. I recommend reading that book as well. It's The Millionaire Fast Lane, just to give you a good mindset of what you need here. You want to be the one producing. You want to be the one marketing, not the one buying materials, every material that comes after. So you've purchased one right now. I want you to take some action on it and keep that in mind. That leads me to the next one. People chase shiny things and don't learn and apply principles. Okay, so the next flavor of the week, the next method or technique that you're going to learn, will it work, will it not, I don't know. But what does work are proven principles that have been working since the inception of the internet and before. These are marketing principles. We'll talk about those. Now, because of that, what most people end up doing is they don't take action. So they go through a course. The course outlines that, there might be some work involved and this and that. And then what they do is they go on to look for the next shiny object, the next promise of push button wealth. The fact is, it doesn't exist. So people start getting paralysis by analysis, not knowing what to do. My goal here is to at least alleviate some of that. So what tends to happen is people say, okay, well, then what do I do? With all these different techniques out there, what is the thing to really do to focus my time on? So, number one, there's a few things that are really important to focus your time on. Number one is spending time on your most valuable activities. And the three most valuable activities, these are the things that if you did this consistently, you would find success on a long enough timeline. Number one is traffic. If you aren't familiar with internet traffic, I'm sure most of you are, but internet traffic is actual visitors to your website. Okay, generating traffic. There's tons of ways of doing it. I'm providing some ways that I prefer in this course. Your list. Now, your list can be email contacts, address, remarketing, that sort of thing. For our purposes here, we're going to be talking about primarily email list with email marketing and your offers. Now, these can be affiliate offers. This can be your own products or offers. But the fact is, it comes down to traffic, list, and offer. And if you spend a bit of time every day doing that, you're, for the most part, going to be successful on a long enough timeline of testing and tweaking. And we'll talk about what all that means. Number two, setting goals and revisiting them regularly. This is actually something that I'm a bit guilty of not doing too often. Is regularly looking at my goals. So I might reassess my goals once a month or something. Ideally, look at them once a week. Where are you at with your goals? And we'll talk more about that. Number three, ensuring your daily activities contribute to your goals. One way of doing this, one great way of doing this, is what's called tracking. Okay, not tracking in terms of tracking a online advertising campaign or anything like that. It's tracking in terms of your life, and they talked about this in the compound effect very well. And what that means is, let's say there's a certain habit in your life that you want to improve. So you want to save money. Let's say that's one. Or you want to lose weight, even better. What you would do is you would carry a notepad around, and every time you eat something, you write it down. And it doesn't matter what it is. A piece of candy, you write it down. It doesn't mean you have to restrict yourself. You just start writing it down. And what you'll start to see over a couple of weeks is, number one, because you're being conscious of all your eating activities and drinking activities, you'll start to make better choices for the most part. And secondly, it gives you an overview on paper of what exactly you're doing. Maybe you're sabotaging your weight loss efforts. So that's just an idea. And you can do this with, trying to save money, trying to make more money. What activities are you doing in a day, or even just productivity. What I like to do is I write down everything that I do. So if I notice at the end of the day I'm checking email too much, or if you notice you're on Facebook too much, well, then you're probably going to stop doing that, so you don't have to write that down and look at it later. So it's a good practice to have. Split testing and tracking accurately and consistently. I'm not even going to get into that now. That's a little more advanced, so we're going to talk about that in another module here. And number five is scaling and systemizing. So once we have something that's working in our business, once we have something that's Number five is scaling and systemizing. So once we have something that is working in our business and something that's generating us profits, what we want to do then is we want to scale it, so make it larger, generate more income, more revenue, more profits, and we want to systemize it, which means take us out of the equation. If we are a backlog there in terms of development for websites or whatever else, and we'll talk about that, or if we are a bottleneck of some sort, we want to eventually take us out so we're more or less a ghost in the machine, and we'll talk about that a bit. But I always want you to keep that in mind. If and when you get successful down the road, look at the activities you're doing during the day. The activities that you should be responsible with are marketing activities primarily. There's an old saying, you can't make $1,000,000 doing $10 chores. Okay, so things like, once you are making some money, if you find that you just don't have enough time in the day, are you checking too many emails when somebody else could be doing it? Are you doing your laundry and mowing the lawn and stuff when you actually have to get work done? Those are extreme examples, but they're just something to keep in mind. So although it does sound obvious, only by doing something will you be able to hit your target income. Now, it does sound like it sounds simple and common sense to a lot of you, I'm sure. And if you've made very little money online, then I challenge you to honestly ask yourself if you stuck to a specific method for a while until you saw results. Now, if not, why did you quit? This is an honest question to ask yourself. Be brutally honest with yourself. Did it take too much work? Did you try it just a few times? The fact is, a lot of the methods that you do buy and you do see out there, they actually will make you money if you stick with it long enough. I'm showing you ones that are a bit quicker to profit, but just keep that in mind. Always know this. Number one, there's more than enough to go around, okay? So I'm just going to give you some general lessons first before we get into the marketing side of things, okay? Number one, there is more than enough to go around. Too many people have this scarcity mindset where they won't enter a competitive market because they'll say, oh, there's too much competition, I can't compete, or, this technique's not working anymore, or, Facebook is too crowded and I can't make money on Facebook, yada, yada, yada. Whereas the fact is, every day somebody's making money on Facebook. Every day, people are making money in big verticals, big niches like weight loss and make money online and that sort of thing. So there's always more than enough to go around. It's just our way to find the right angles that'll profit for us, okay? Number two, luck is usually an illusion. This might bug a lot of people when I say it, but the fact is, and I believe this wholeheartedly, that if you were born in a location where you're actually able to watch this on a computer, you have access to the internet and that sort of thing, you have money to buy something online, then you probably have enough luck to make money online, okay? I'm not going to get into preaching and that sort of thing. I don't want to do that here. I'm sure you didn't pick up the course to hear that, but just understand that luck is already on your side if you're able to watch this and you're watching this, okay? So let's get that out of the way. It's about opportunity, preparation, and we're going to work on that. Number three, you are responsible. This is a lesson that it took me a while to learn, and every once in a while it still needs reinforcing. You are responsible. Nobody cares about your money as much as you do. That's one thing, okay? So I want you to know that nobody's going to come along and make your money for you. All right, so I'm sure we can all agree on that. We're all ready to, take action for ourselves and for our choices, and we're going to need to when we're going forward and becoming online entrepreneurs. Number four, habit is destiny, okay? So basically all that means is whatever you do consistently and regularly, that's essentially going to be our destiny, okay? That's what's going to happen. So traffic list offers in terms of marketing and our online marketing business, traffic list and offers, you do those things consistently, and you're going to start reaping rewards, and we're going to talk about all that. All right, so the myth of online money, okay? Quote unquote, this is the 7-click secret to transform your computer into a personal ATM, okay? I obviously don't need to cover this too much with a lot of you guys because I'm sure some of you have been burnt in the past. But here's the myth of online money. You've heard all the hype before about push button autopilot profits, okay? I'm not here to tell you that. If you can't tell already, I'm here to tell you straight what it's all about. What I want you to do next time you see a product launch or you see somebody trying to sell you something via email or that sort of stuff, or some ClickBank product or whatever, I want you to look at what they're doing and not what they're saying. That's very, very important. If you look at what I'm doing, number one, I've sold an information product here, and you're going to get some valuable information out of it, I hope. But also what I do is I do a lot of CPA marketing, which I'm going to talk about in a bit, and I'm teaching you what I actually do. A lot of these guys that are doing push button profits and this sort of thing, if they had an actual money machine piece of software, those push button profits, would they be selling it, or would they just be using it to make their push button profits? Chances are they'd just be selling it. Sorry, they wouldn't be selling it, they'd be using it. Now, the fact is those guys, a lot of them, and a lot of them will probably be mad at me for this, but a lot of them are making their money by selling the system versus actually using the system. And I'm showing you today two methods in this course that I actually use on a regular basis. The truth is there's several ways to make money online. You guys have probably seen or tried a lot of them. It comes down if you want to make a little or a lot, okay? The fact is, I'll tell you to forget about data entry, get paid to sites, surveys, MLM, that sort of thing. We want to position you in more of in a better position for profit. So that's my goal here. Some of the more reputable ones that beginners do start out with are things like blogging, article writing, selling stuff on eBay, that sort of thing. But although those can work, they can be tough to scale. Remember we talked about scale. Okay, that's what I want. I want something that can outlive just our individual efforts. Okay, so I'd rather teach you how I personally made money from the beginning and how I still do. So there are two ways that I make money online, and they're the ways that I recommend you do so as well. Okay. One method is to create your own products and to sell them. I'm going to touch on that a bit in our final module, okay? Because it's an excellent and very profitable way to make money online, and it'll be around till the cows come home. But in the majority of this course, I'm going to show you a way that's not only faster than creating products, it takes less technical know-how as well, and I'm sure that's a big thing for a lot of the people starting out. So having your own products is great, but when you're just starting out, you can make some quick cash and learn the three essential skills of traffic, leads, and conversions. That's really, really important because when you start to create your own products, now you got to understand, before I get to the next slide here, I'm sure you're looking forward to it, but you got to understand, when I went into creating my own products, I was very, very experienced with traffic, leads, and conversions, and it was still complex with all the technical stuff and setting up my own product and building the product and that sort of thing. So what we're going to do is a type of marketing where you can practice traffic, leads, and conversions without having to put a bunch of other stuff on your plate, and that's what's called CPA marketing. Okay, quote unquote, get your money for nothing, your checks for free. That'll make sense in a little bit here. So CPA marketing, okay? Now CPA means cost per action, okay? Now what it does is allows you to earn profit online without your own product, company, or website, okay? This might be basic stuff for a lot of the people here, but I just want to make sure we don't leave anyone behind. Now, often you can get paid for not selling anything at all, so only for a lead. We're going to talk about what that is and more on that later. So what that means is it's easier for you to get paid. Okay, this is the way CPA marketing works for those that aren't really familiar with it. Now, big companies and individual entrepreneurs, okay, they decided to take their advertising online. So in the CPA world, these are what's called the advertiser. I want you guys to know the terminology. It's really important for later. So what these guys do, they understand the value of like high quality leads for their business. So they're willing to pay you or I a decent profit for each interested prospect that you refer to their site, as long as they complete the action that the advertiser wants. Okay, now the action, this could be something like filling out an online form, installing a Facebook application, joining a dating site, and much, much more. Okay, just right here, here's a few of some of the popular advertisers out there in CPA marketing. You know, Netflix, LowerMyBills.com, FreeCreditReport.com, Groupon's a big one, GameFly. You guys have probably heard about a lot of these offline and online. So now the thing is, again, the beauty of CPA marketing is that you'll get paid for your referrals, and the person doesn't have to buy anything or whip out their credit card at all in any way. Okay, and the beauty of that is it takes usually a little more marketing savvy and in terms of writing sales letters and that sort of thing to get someone to buy, whereas to get them to just fill out a form or install a Facebook application or give their email address is a lot easier on the scale of difficulty. So sometimes, like I said, all the prospects and website visitors need to do is fill up a simple subscription form or sign up for a free 7-day free trial, or submit their email address. Okay, then you get paid. That's as simple as it is, and we're going to go into more detail here on how it all works. So that's the reason why it's called cost per action. You're going to get paid for a specific action that prospects and visitors perform on a promotional website. Okay, so for example, if you invite people to visit the dating website Cupid.com, okay, we've all seen Cupid.com, it's a pretty popular dating website, and those people create a dating profile or they sign up on the first page there, you're going to get paid by Cupid.com. Now, you might only get paid about $5, $6, maybe a little less, but the fact is, with enough traffic, it starts to add up. So the visitors you refer to the site, they don't need to buy anything, you just earn money, easy as that. Okay, that's how CPA marketing works. You get paid by helping online companies generate leads in many cases, okay? So you might be saying CPA marketing sounds like affiliate marketing. Is it the same? So let's take a look at a comparison between CPA marketing and what you might think of as traditional affiliate marketing. So CPA marketing is a form of affiliate marketing, but it's different than most, okay? Oftentimes with traditional affiliate marketing, you're typically paid a commission only if a sale is made. Okay, so in that case, you have to be able to close a sale, that sort of thing. Like for example, Amazon.com has an affiliate program. and you get paid if someone buys something through your custom affiliate link. We'll talk about that is later. Clickbank.com, you may be familiar with Clickbank. It's a massive digital marketplace which allows you to make commissions when someone buys a product through your affiliate link. Same type of thing, okay? This can be tough for the beginner marketer. It's not overly easy for the intermediate marketer as well to get people to make sales, okay? A lot of the biggest income earners that I know online, myself included, we love just generating leads or free trial leads and that sort of thing that I'm going to talk about. So with CPA marketing, again, you don't usually get paid per sale. You get paid for the lead you generate. Okay. Now, the more steps that the visitor needs to take to complete the action, the more you typically make. Okay. So, for example, some CPA advertisers, they'll pay you $1.50 just for getting someone to submit their email address or zip code. Okay. Now I want to say something here before you say, $1.50. That's not much. Because CPA marketing and the type of traffic generation that I'm going to talk about to you guys is scalable, as I mentioned before. You can get thousands of leads. You can generate thousands of leads a day that pay you $1.50 each lead. So don't think that just because you're getting paid $1.50, you can't make an obscene amount of money with low payout offers. Okay, it really just depends what you kind of gravitate towards more so. Now, in other cases, getting someone to fill out a one-page form, so a form that has a bunch of fields and options on the page, that can put $20 in your pocket. Okay, $20 in your pocket just for that. So keep that in mind. There's tons of different offers. I'm going to go into detail on the different types of offers. Okay, you're basically the middleman between the customer and the advertiser, so you're generating leads for them, not necessarily sales. So you might be saying, "How sounds great. So how do I get a hold of these CPA advertisers?" Okay, so this is the way it works in CPA advertising. Now, the companies and merchants are known as advertisers. You guys already know that now. So right down here at the very bottom, you're known as the publisher in the CPA world. Some people will say affiliate, but the accurate example is the accurate terminology. Sorry, is publisher. Okay, now in the middle we have what's called CPA networks right in here. Now the CPA networks, basically they're brokering between the advertisers and us. Okay. Now what the advantage is, why don't we go direct to the advertiser? Well, for one, unless you're bringing in a lot of traffic, most advertisers won't allow you to go direct with them. The other thing is, most reputable CPA networks will protect you from advertiser fraud, which does happen sometimes. And for the advertisers, the CPA networks protect them from publisher fraud, because there's some publishers out there that generate their leads in fraudulent ways and give poor lead quality. So the CPA networks are kind of in the middle. They take a bit of a cut, and they make their money, they get their profit. Everybody's happy, and for the most part, most cases, everyone gets paid for the leads. So the CPA networks, they bring the advertisers and the publishers together. Now, by registering as a publisher at the CPA networks, you gain access to the advertisers offering commissions, right? Just like we talked about. There are tons of CPA networks out there, so it can be tricky to know which ones to trust, all right? You want a company that pays on time, obviously, will offer good coaching, and that's been around a while with a good reputation. I'm going to give you my recommendations. There's a lot out there, like I said. There's a lot of good ones out there outside of the ones I'm recommending. I'm just going to give you my recommendations right here. On the left, these are some of the ones that are good for beginners. Neverblue.com. Neverblue is a very, very popular one. They can be a little tricky to get into, but I'm attaching a module as a bonus for you guys that'll help you get accepted to CPA networks easier. There's maxbounty.com. Max Bounty's been around a long time. They're usually a little easier to get into for beginners. Wolfstorm Media, they're pretty beginner friendly. They have awesome coaching for beginners and that sort of thing. They're led by affiliates, and that's always a good characteristic to look for in a network. Networks that are run by guys that used to be publishers or still are. Clickbooth.com is very popular, very, very popular one. A lot of beginners go there as well. Affiliate-marketing-school.com. This one is good. This is actually a private network, and you can just apply to get in, and they have a forum in there, and a very good coaching forum. And these guys pay very, very high payouts for leads in different niches, like the insurance niches and the financial niches and that sort of thing. Okay, it's one to consider. Keep it in mind. Payouts are very high. The type of traffic you need for it is usually pretty expensive, but we'll talk about that later. Purefly.com is another popular one for beginners. Blamads.com and leadbolt.com, they're both good for beginners. They're what's called incentive networks. I don't want you to concern yourself too much with what incentive is, but basically, um, a lot of beginners wonder, well, can I just tell somebody I'll give them this video if they fill out the offer? That's known as an incentive. Normally, you can't do that on the networks unless it's an incentive offer or incentive network. So for blamads.com, they're a network that allows incentive marketing. For more experienced publishers, again, all the ones on the left, as well as these guys, converttomedia.com, they're probably my favorite network out there. Tough to get into if you're just starting out, so you'll want to be running some traffic elsewhere before you apply for them. Adsfordough.com, very, very knowledgeable group of guys. EWAnetwork.com, they're run by publishers as well, so they know what they're doing. And mundomedia.com, again, another excellent one when you got more experience. There's a lot of other great networks. Like I said, those are the ones that I recommend. For a comprehensive list and reviews, go to affiliatepaying.com. You'll be able to check out some more live reviews from different for different networks. So now, joining CPA networks is typically free. I've never encountered this, but if you ever encounter that you have to pay a setup fee to join a network, don't do it. So if that's happening, I don't know who you're talking to. Don't join that network. In order to prevent fraudulent publishers from joining, okay, CPA networks are really picky when it comes to who they accept. So you have to go through an interview process typically, not always, but typically you go through an interview, application, that sort of thing. It can be challenging, but with the right approach, you can get accepted to almost any network. Now, when I got started out, I got approved by 8 out of the 10 networks I applied to. Now, here's a funny story about that. My mailing address at the time was in Canada, but I was applying for these networks from Malaysia and Asia because I was overseas at the time. That's usually a red flag to the CPA networks when you have two different addresses, right? And I was still able to get approved by 8 of the 10 networks that I applied to. I got some just certain techniques and tactics for doing that. What I've done is I've included a bonus in this course here. You'll see it in your area there, your download area. It's a module from my course Traffic Black Book. It's a course that I have on traffic. It's called CPA Network Acceptance and Day-to-Day Tasks. Okay. Now what that module does, it goes into great detail on the surefire ways to get accepted. Okay. So if you go through that, you follow them, the guidelines and that sort of thing, you guys should have no problem getting accepted. Question. So once I get in, what do I do to promote? Sorry, what do I promote so I can make some money? Okay, so you're probably wondering that. Now, again, with the CPA offers, the CPA offers anything that you can promote in a CPA network. We know that. CPA networks often have hundreds of offers. In a later module, I'm going to show you how to find the strongest ones. Now, in module 2, I'm going to go into more detail on what types of CPA offers there are and which are the most common. So don't worry, we're going to get into detail on that. I just wanted to touch on, what is a CPA offer, and we're going to go from there. So let's just review the 3 reasons why CPA offers are great for beginner and advanced marketers alike. Number 1, no need to create your own products. Like I said, even for me, product creation is far more time consuming than CPA marketing. I know there's some guys out there that are just beasts when it comes to product creation. They can just bang things out. Having your own product has great benefits, but when you're starting out, CPA marketing requires you to learn the 2 most essential skills of online success, and that's traffic and conversion. I'm going to go into detail in the next couple modules on that, but those are the things to really make money online. A website isn't required. Now, although having your own website or a page to pre-sell a CPA offer, it can help. It isn't necessary for all offers. Okay, so you can still do what's called direct linking often, and it's a good option when starting out if you have limited technical skills and to practice traffic generation and ad creation. Okay, and we're going to talk more about that as well. There's no selling required. So for many CPA offers, your main goal is traffic generation and leads. So you're responsible for matching offers to your traffic source. Now, what happens after the lead is up to the CPA advertiser. So even if you're not a great copywriter to start with, you can still start pulling some good profits. Okay, so no selling required. That's a huge thing in a lot of beginners' minds. So action steps for this module here. Step number one, if you want to make money online and you agree with what I've been saying, then make a commitment to yourself and your family, if applicable, that you won't jump to the next money making idea. Okay? Promise that you're going to stay focused and you're going to see this through. If, like I said, if you feel that this is for you, please stay focused and see this thing through. Now, I want you to ask yourself, how many hours per week, per day can you realistically spend to work on your online business? Okay? The key is consistency. If you work a day job and only have 2 hours at night to work on CPA, then plan what you're going to do in those 2 hours. Shut down your email, cell phone, and any distracting websites or forums. Okay? Now, 2 hours a day versus somebody that can spend 8 to 10 hours a day. Sure, the person that spends 8 to 10 hours a day, they're probably going to get profitable a little quicker. But the fact is, some of the biggest income earners I've known online, they worked a full-time job and they came home and they would work 4 hours at night on their online business, and it can be done. I definitely do not want you to quit your job when you don't have a good amount of money saved up from your online marketing or a good money machine system working for you. Okay, that's very important, and the reason being is you'll often make poor choices and hasty choices and mistakes if you have the constant pressure of bills with no other income source coming in. So keep that in mind. Step two, what are your income goals? Okay, it's a great idea to have a big long-term goal, and you might have a different idea of big than what I do, but there's CPA marketers that I know that are making 5 figures per day consistently. I've made four figures, mid 4 figures per day consistently, and so it's good to think big. Okay, but like I said, I know guys that have done 5 figures per day consistently. Now, on the flip side of that, what are your short-term goals? Okay, a great beginner goal is simply to launch your first campaign or even get accepted to the networks. Okay, now after that, making your first dollar, then $1 a day, then $10 a day, etc. Does that make sense? I want you to think sequentially, okay? You don't need to look at the top of the mountain all the time when you're standing at the base. One step at a time every day. That's so important, guys. Too many people, they look at, this pile of debt they might have, or this massive, I want to make $1 million a year or something like that, and then it looks so overwhelming that they never get started. We don't want to do that. I want you to celebrate your small victories. If you get accepted to your first CPA network, you know what, if you got a bit of extra cash, like not much, don't go blowing a bunch of money, but go out for dinner. You celebrate yourself, give yourself a pat on the back. I don't know, whatever you feel good, whatever will make you feel good, great. But once you get accepted to your first network, if that's your first short-term goal, go for it. Okay, a lot of people, they get declined after a couple networks, from declining them, and then that's it. They're like, I'm giving up on this. Don't be that person. Step three, watch the module on CPA network acceptance. Okay, again, this is from my Traffic Black Book product, and I've just included it here as a bonus. Okay, so I really want you guys to watch it. What it does, it goes into great detail on how to apply to CPA networks. Okay, the other thing is, it also has some great info on what my day-to-day tasks look like, as well as relationship management within CPA marketing as well. Some of it might sound a bit more advanced, okay, than what you guys are used to, depending on what level you're at. But don't worry, I mainly want you to focus on the content for CPA network acceptance, but feel free to see what a basic day-to-day looks like for me, okay? And step four, after going through the CPA network acceptance module, if you feel confident, and you should, and you feel ready, you can start applying for some of the CPA networks that I mentioned there in the, just earlier there on the other slides. So again, I highly recommend you watch the CPA network acceptance module before applying to the networks. Okay. So don't worry if these steps, I want to say, don't worry if they take a week or so for you. I'm sure some people might be able to do this all in one day in a few hours. Absolutely, if you want, if you're a go-getter like that, do it. But once you're done them, you can move on to Module 2, where we talk about the specific types of CPA offers, the basics of traffic and conversion, which is essentially the lifeblood of any online business. Okay. So with that, that's module 1. That's chapter 1 of Profit 101. I want to thank you for your time, and we're going to see you actually, you'll check out the CPA Network Acceptance module, and then we'll see you in module 2. Thanks a lot.